What's going on? This is Lauren with the TMF Podcast, and this video is going to be about 23andMe. But first, hit that intro. That's right, 23andMe. That's what this video is about. This stock has been on my radar for a minute. I've seen it, I've added it to my watch list, and I just never talk about it. And honestly, I never even buy or sell or trade options on it. And one reason that it's at the top of my watch list is because it gets some pretty impressive run-ups. It gets, anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15, 20% gains. I see it pop up regularly enough for me to add it to my watch list. So if you haven't been paying attention to the market today, it's red. It's real ugly. And if you watched the video I made prior, maybe about 3 weeks ago now, about being a bear and joining the bear side, that is a very profitable option if you are playing bears, because we have got some bleed outs in the market. But we're not going to talk about all that. We're going to talk about 23andMe and why I bought some calls on it today. So let's get on over and check out this chart. All right, we're having a look here at the 23andMe on the daily chart. Today, obviously, giant red candle, which to me was a buying opportunity. I'm going to use this as a buying opportunity because when we look at this stock, we do see that we do get some of these big red hitters, and they're going to generally follow the market trends when we're getting these, big pullbacks in the market. We've seen this stock run up as high as $13.50, $18. Look at this. And this is kind of like part of what you would consider maybe a short squeeze scenario that caused this jump. News isn't going to send it rocketing up, $8 or $9 on a stock that's damn near a penny stock. And currently trading at closed at 8.15. It's currently at 8.38. Now, why did I jump on this one today? That's the question. So I was watching the SPY, I was watching all the tech stocks, and I noticed that 23andMe was down about 8%, which is a pretty big hit for a stock, most any stock, 8% is a big hit. And I remember that I see the stock hit these gains, these ridiculous gains on the regular. And I'm thinking to myself, it's not a high volume stock, right? Average volume, 3 months, 1.65 million. Today, 1.27. So it's really not even trading at the average volume. And when we look at some of these other days that we have popping up here, the stock just tends to move. It just tends to hit its stride and go. Look at that. Sell off, runs back up, drops off the bell, runs back up. And we're talking that's moving 850 to 919, which in the scheme of some stocks is hardly anything, but in the scheme of a penny stock or almost a penny stock, a 50, 75 cent or dollar move is pretty significant. So we're looking at this here, 832 up to 860. And when we look at the options chain, we don't have to move that far to get there, right? So what I did today is I looked at this as a buying opportunity because we're so close to the in the money options on this particular stock that it almost doesn't make sense not to buy it, right? So when we look at the options chart on 23andMe, and you've got the 7.5 call strikes, right here, I was on the put side still because, bear. Look, 7.5s, the break even on that was about like 840. Let me have a quick, no, it's more close than that, maybe 830 something, right? Because I was looking at the 7.5 strike that expires this week. The break even's 835. So from the time we bought this option to now, see this spike up in the after hours, we're in the money. We're already over our break-even point on the stock, which is what we're looking for. And I do believe that at 23andMe will come back up and fill this giant sell-off. I do think some of the other market will recover as well, but this stock just tends to do well. And at the options pricing that we were looking at, you're here at 80 cents a contract, so $80. It was roughly about 83 or so dollars a contract at the time I was looking at buying them. So an average in there at 83, 85. Closed out the day at 85, and tomorrow, as long as we continue with this trend to a little bit of recovery, we don't have to see it move much higher. 850, 870, anywhere above 875, these options are going to print hard on a swing trade. And you can trade these low volume stocks like this and make good money on an intraday or a swing day kind of play. So that's why I chose this. Now, when we look at some other of the fundamentals that go along with it, let's just put it on the hourly here. You know, our RSI looks good on the hourly. It was obviously oversold today as it dipped way down, that giant red candle. But we've got plenty of room to the upside on the RSI. The EMA looks good. And if we look at the pivot points, we're at support line number 1. As long as we can cross over the support line tomorrow morning, I don't see any reason that it won't trend up back in between the support and resistance lines on the pivot points. So that's where I'm at on 23andMe. I loaded up on 2 contracts, so loaded the boat. I didn't. I just took it light as a swing trade because I've never traded this stock, but I do believe that 23andMe is one of those kind of hidden gems amongst at least the discords I'm in and the people that I follow, where it doesn't get much conversation. So I'm going to add it to my video list of stocks to cover, even if I'm not trading it, just to kind of follow it. There's not really any news that comes out around 23andMe as of late. I think, let's see if we can find the last thing that even came out about it here. Yahoo Finance was a few weeks ago, and that's not even generally related to that. So it's not even like it's that huge of a stock trending wise. But I think it's a hidden gem in the fact that you could easily print some good options, money, calls, and puts on it. I don't think the puts options are quite the big a play, just looking at the history of it. However, the calls seem to print well. So if you're in 23andMe and you've been trading and you have some more information to throw at me as I do my deep dive into this stock over the next few days and weeks, leave some comments. Let's talk about it. I'd love to hear about it. In the meantime, I am definitely going to let you guys know how this plays out. I think tomorrow I'll wake up to maybe a 15 or 20% green on the options trade there for a swing trade, which is, you know, it's decent. It's not amazing, but I'll take it on a swing. You know, we're going to play the market a little bit more conservative. But let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.